What if I told you that one of the most powerful organs affecting your heart, brain, immune system, mood, and even your weight isn't your heart or your brain? It's your gut. I can see the skepticism on your faces. Come on, Dr. Brooks, my gut? Really? But hear me out. Scientists now call the gut your second brain. But what does that actually mean? And why are millions of people unknowingly damaging it every single day? Here's the crazy part. You might be experiencing symptoms: bloating, fatigue, brain fog, poor sleep, mood swings, constant cravings for sugar, and you have absolutely no idea that the root cause is your gut. You think it's just getting older. You think it's stress. You think it's just how your body is. But what if it's your gut screaming at you, asking for help? Today, I want to walk you through gut health. What it actually is, why it matters so much, the habits that are secretly destroying yours, and most importantly, how to fix it. Because if you want to feel better, have more energy, improve your mood, boost your immunity, and prevent chronic disease, understanding your gut is the place to start. Let me start with the basics. Your digestive system is basically a long tube that runs from your mouth to your, well, the end. Your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine, they all have one job: break down food, extract nutrients, and keep the bad stuff out. But here's what most people don't realize. You're never actually alone in there. Right now, in your gut, there are trillions of bacteria living. And I don't mean bacteria in a bad way. I mean good bacteria, helpful bacteria, essential bacteria. We call this collection of microorganisms your microbiome. Think of your gut like a thriving city. The good bacteria are the hard-working citizens keeping everything running smoothly. They're cleaning the streets, managing traffic, protecting the borders, providing services. But then there are the troublemakers, harmful bacteria and pathogens waiting for an opportunity to take over. When your city is strong and well-managed, the troublemakers can't gain a foothold. But when your city is neglected and broken down, chaos ensues. This is what happens with your gut. When you have a healthy, balanced microbiome, lots of diverse good bacteria, everything runs smoothly. But when your microbiome is out of balance, when the good bacteria are depleted and the harmful bacteria start taking over, problems develop. This imbalance is called dysbiosis, and it's actually incredibly common, more common than people realize. Your gut bacteria do far more than just digest food. They produce vitamins. They help regulate your immune system. They produce neurotransmitters that affect your mood. They help control inflammation throughout your body. They influence your metabolism and how your body handles weight. They protect you from harmful pathogens. They're basically running your entire internal ecosystem. So when something damages your microbiome, when the balance shifts, consequences ripple throughout your entire body. I want to walk you through just how connected your gut is to everything else, because this is where the light bulb turns on for a lot of people. Digestion and nutrient absorption. Obviously, your gut digests food. But here's what's important. Your gut bacteria actually help with digestion. They break down complex fibers that your stomach and small intestine can't break down on their own. If your microbiome is damaged, your digestion suffers. You have bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, all the fun stuff. Your immune system. About 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. Your gut lining acts like a border guard, deciding what gets absorbed into your body and what gets kicked out. When your gut bacteria are healthy, this border is strong. When your microbiome is damaged, the border becomes compromised. This is something called leaky gut, or increased intestinal permeability. Harmful substances can slip through, triggering immune reactions and chronic inflammation. Your brain and mood. This is the gut-brain axis, and it's one of the most fascinating discoveries in medicine. Your gut and your brain are constantly talking to each other through nerve signals, hormones, and immune signaling. Here's something that blows people's minds. About 90% of your serotonin, the neurotransmitter that regulates mood, is produced in your gut, not your brain. If your gut is unhealthy, your serotonin production drops. You feel depressed, anxious, unmotivated. People come to me on antidepressants, wondering why they're still struggling with mood. Sometimes the answer isn't the medication, it's the gut. Sleep. Your gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters and hormones that regulate your sleep-wake cycle. If your microbiome is compromised, you have trouble sleeping. You're tired during the day and wired at night. Blood sugar and weight. Your gut bacteria influence how your body processes glucose and how it stores fat. An unhealthy microbiome is associated with insulin resistance, which leads to weight gain and type 2 diabetes. A healthy microbiome helps regulate blood sugar and makes weight management easier. Heart health. This one surprises people, but bear with me. Your gut bacteria produce something called short-chain fatty acids when they ferment fiber. These fatty acids help reduce inflammation, lower cholesterol, and improve heart health. An unhealthy microbiome means fewer of these beneficial compounds. Your heart disease risk goes up. Inflammation. An unhealthy microbiome is pro-inflammatory. It promotes chronic inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of almost every chronic disease: heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disease, Alzheimer's, cancer. By improving your gut health, you reduce chronic inflammation. Skin, joints, hormones. The health of your microbiome affects acne, eczema, joint pain, hormonal balance. It all connects back to the gut. This is why I say your gut is the foundation of your health. Fix your gut, and you often fix a lot of other problems. Let me walk through some signs that your gut might need attention. Digestive symptoms: bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux. These are obvious ones. If you're experiencing these regularly, something is off. Food intolerances. You used to be able to eat certain foods fine, but now they cause problems. This often indicates a compromised gut lining and dysbiosis. Chronic fatigue. You wake up exhausted. You're tired all day. You feel like you can't get enough sleep. Often, poor gut health is a contributing factor. Brain fog. You have trouble concentrating. Your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be. This is your gut-brain axis communicating that something's wrong. Frequent illness. You get colds, flu, infections more often than people around you. Your compromised immune system, which lives in your gut, can't protect you effectively. Skin problems. Acne, eczema, psoriasis, rashes. These often have a gut component. Your skin is reflecting what's happening inside. Mood issues. Depression, anxiety, mood swings. Remember, most of your serotonin is made in your gut. Poor gut health contributes to mental health struggles. Poor sleep. You have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. Your gut bacteria aren't producing the neurotransmitters needed for good sleep. Sugar cravings. Your harmful bacteria actually thrive on sugar. When they're overgrowing, they send signals to your brain, making you crave sugar. You're being manipulated by your own microbiome. Unexplained weight gain. Despite not eating differently, you're gaining weight or struggling to lose it. Poor gut health affects your metabolism and satiety signals. Now, here's what's important to understand. Experiencing one or two of these symptoms might mean something else is going on. But if you're experiencing multiple symptoms, your gut health is very likely compromised. Let me walk you through the habits that are secretly destroying your microbiome. Ultra-processed foods. This is the big one. Processed foods are designed to taste amazing and be highly profitable, not to nourish your gut. They're stripped of fiber. They're loaded with additives, preservatives, and artificial sweeteners. They feed harmful bacteria while starving the good bacteria. If your diet is mostly processed foods, your microbiome is struggling. Excess sugar. I mentioned this, but it's worth emphasizing. Sugar is like fertilizer for harmful bacteria and yeast in your gut. It promotes dysbiosis, inflammation, and all the problems that follow. Too little fiber. Good bacteria love fiber. It's what they eat. When you don't consume enough fiber, the good bacteria start to starve and die off. Most people consume way less fiber than they should. Chronic stress. Your nervous system is directly connected to your gut. When you're chronically stressed, your cortisol levels are elevated. This damages your gut lining and disrupts your microbiome. Stressed people have worse gut health. Poor sleep. When you don't sleep enough, your gut lining is compromised. Your circadian rhythm is disrupted, which affects your entire microbiome. Sleep is when your gut does much of its repair work. Smoking. Smoking directly damages your gut bacteria. It promotes harmful bacteria and reduces the beneficial strains. Heavy alcohol consumption. Alcohol is toxic to your gut bacteria. It damages your gut lining. Regular drinking destroys a healthy microbiome. Sedentary lifestyle. Exercise promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria. When you're sedentary, your microbiome suffers. The good bacteria decrease. Overuse of antibiotics. Now, I want to be clear. If your doctor prescribes antibiotics for a bacterial infection, you need to take them. Antibiotics save lives. But many people take antibiotics for viral infections, which they don't help with. Or they take unnecessary antibiotics because of habit or expectation. Each course of antibiotics kills both the harmful bacteria you're targeting and many of your beneficial bacteria. If you're taking antibiotics frequently, your microbiome is being repeatedly damaged. Only take antibiotics when medically necessary, and talk to your doctor about protecting your gut afterward. Certain medications. Some medications, like proton pump inhibitors used for acid reflux, can alter your microbiome when used long-term. Some diabetes medications affect the microbiome. If you're on medications, don't stop taking them, but talk to your doctor about strategies to support your gut health while on them. Foods that improve gut health. Now for the good stuff. What can you actually eat to heal your gut? Prebiotic foods. Prebiotics are food for your good bacteria. They're fibers that your body can't digest, but your bacteria can ferment. When your bacteria eat these fibers, they produce beneficial compounds. Prebiotic-rich foods include garlic, onions, asparagus, bananas, oats, apples, chicory root, honey. Probiotic foods. Probiotics are live, beneficial bacteria. You can get them from fermented foods, yogurt with live cultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, tempeh, kombucha. These foods introduce beneficial bacteria directly into your gut. High-fiber foods. Fiber is crucial. Your gut bacteria need it to thrive. Aim for 25 to 35 grams per day. Beans and lentils, berries, leafy greens, broccoli, sweet potatoes, whole grains, nuts and seeds. Healthy fats. Certain fats support a healthy microbiome. Olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, fatty fish. Diversity matters. This is key. The more different types of plants you eat, the more diverse your microbiome becomes. A diverse microbiome is a healthy microbiome. Aim for different colors of fruits and vegetables. Try new whole grains. Experiment with different beans and legumes. I had a patient who was eating very limited foods, basically chicken, rice, and a couple of vegetables. Her microbiome was suffering. Once she diversified her diet, adding different whole grains, different vegetables, different protein sources, her gut health improved dramatically. The gut and chronic disease. I want to be clear about something. Poor gut health doesn't cause chronic disease in isolation, but it's a major contributing factor to many of them. Obesity. People with obesity tend to have different microbiomes than people at healthy weights. They have less microbial diversity and different ratios of bacteria. Improving gut health can support weight loss efforts. Type 2 diabetes. An unhealthy microbiome is associated with insulin resistance. People with type 2 diabetes have different microbiomes than people without it. Improving gut health is part of managing and preventing diabetes. Heart disease. Your gut bacteria produce compounds that affect cholesterol and inflammation, both risk factors for heart disease. A healthier microbiome means lower heart disease risk. Autoimmune disorders. When your gut barrier is compromised and your microbiome is dysbiotic, your immune system becomes dysregulated. This contributes to autoimmune diseases like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, celiac disease, and others. Depression and anxiety. The gut-brain axis is very real. Poor gut health is associated with depression and anxiety. Improving gut health helps many people improve their mental health. Irritable bowel syndrome. IBS is characterized by digestive symptoms, and an unhealthy microbiome is a major factor. Improving gut health can significantly improve IBS symptoms. Inflammatory bowel disease. IBD, which includes Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, involves chronic inflammation in the gut. An unhealthy microbiome perpetuates this inflammation. Healing the microbiome is part of managing IBD. Now, I want to be careful here. Improving gut health is part of addressing these conditions, but it's not the only part. These are multifactorial diseases. But for every single one of them, gut health matters. A realistic patient story. Let me tell you about Sarah. She came to see me at 47 years old, and she was exhausted. "I feel like I'm falling apart," she told me. She had bloating after meals. She felt tired all day despite sleeping 8 hours. She had brain fog that made her forget appointments and struggle at work. She was dealing with low mood and anxiety. She'd gained 15 pounds in the last few years, despite not eating differently. Her skin had broken out in eczema for the first time in her life. She'd been to multiple doctors. Everyone told her different things. One said it was perimenopause. Another said stress. Another prescribed antidepressants. Nobody connected the dots. When I asked about her diet, I found that Sarah was eating a lot of processed foods due to a busy work schedule. She skipped breakfast most days. She relied on coffee to get through the afternoon slump. She had maybe one fruit or vegetable a day. She was chronically stressed. She was sleeping poorly. She drank wine most nights to unwind. Her microbiome was in rough shape. I didn't promise her a miracle cure, but I explained that many of her symptoms could improve if we healed her gut. She was willing to try. She started eating whole foods instead of processed foods. She added fiber gradually, berries for breakfast, vegetables with lunch and dinner, whole grain bread. She started including fermented foods like yogurt and sauerkraut. She cut back on alcohol. She started going to bed earlier and sleeping better. She began a gentle exercise routine, just 30 minutes of walking most days. After 2 weeks, her bloating improved. After a month, her energy started to pick up. Her brain fog began to clear. After 3 months, she'd lost 8 pounds without restricting calories. Her mood was noticeably better. Her skin began to clear. 6 months later, she barely recognized herself. She had energy. She felt mentally sharp. Her digestive system was working like a dream. Her skin was clear. She'd lost the weight. Most importantly, she understood what had happened. By neglecting her gut health, she'd neglected her overall health. Simple daily habits that support gut health. Here's what I want you to focus on. These aren't complicated or expensive. They're just consistent daily habits. Eat more whole foods. Move away from processed foods and toward foods in their natural form. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, fish, eggs. Your microbiome will thank you. Eat more fiber. Gradually increase your fiber intake. Your bacteria need it. Aim for 25 to 35 grams per day. Do it gradually, though, or you might have gas and bloating as your bacteria adjust. Stay hydrated. Drink water. A lot of water. It helps your digestion, feeds your cells, supports your microbiome. Most people are chronically dehydrated. Exercise regularly. Physical activity promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria. You don't need to do intense workouts. A 30-minute walk most days makes a difference. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. This is when your gut does much of its repair work. Poor sleep undermines everything else you're doing. Manage stress. Whatever works for you. Meditation, yoga, time in nature, therapy, creative hobbies. Chronic stress damages your gut. Finding ways to manage it heals it. Include fermented foods. When appropriate and if you enjoy them, fermented foods introduce beneficial bacteria. A spoonful of sauerkraut or kimchi with a meal can help. Avoid unnecessary antibiotics. Only take them when medically necessary. Ask your doctor if an infection is bacterial or viral. Viruses aren't helped by antibiotics anyway. Eat a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. Different colors mean different beneficial compounds and support different bacteria. Aim for as much variety as you can. Chew your food slowly. Digestion starts in your mouth. By chewing thoroughly, you're starting the digestive process, which takes strain off your stomach and intestines. Eat at regular times when possible. Your gut likes routine. Eating at similar times each day supports a healthy circadian rhythm for your digestive system. Gut health myths. Let me address some things I hear all the time. Everyone needs probiotic supplements. Not necessarily. Most people can get probiotics from food sources. That said, if you've just finished antibiotics or you have specific digestive issues, a probiotic supplement might help. But they're not a magic bullet for everyone. Detox teas can cleanse your gut. Your gut doesn't need to be cleansed. Your liver and kidneys handle detoxification. Detox teas are usually just marketing. What your gut needs is good nutrition and healthy habits. You can repair your gut overnight. No, healing your microbiome takes time, weeks to months. You need consistency. The good news is that consistent, healthy habits do work, but patience is required. Gut health only affects digestion. This is the opposite of the truth. Gut health affects almost every system in your body. It influences your mood, your immunity, your weight, your heart, your brain. It's foundational. Bloating always means poor gut health. Not always. Bloating can be caused by many things. Eating too fast, too much food, certain foods, hormonal changes, stress. That said, chronic bloating often does indicate a gut issue. But temporary bloating isn't necessarily a sign of disaster. Powerful conclusion. Here's what I want you to take home from this conversation. Your gut is not just responsible for digestion. It's the foundation of your health. It influences your immunity, your mood, your metabolism, your inflammation levels, your heart health, your brain function. When you neglect your gut, everything suffers. When you prioritize it, everything improves. The good news? You can start today. You don't need an expensive supplement program. You don't need a restrictive diet. You just need to make some simple, consistent changes. Eat more whole foods, more fiber, more variety. Manage your stress. Get better sleep. Move your body. Include fermented foods. Avoid unnecessary antibiotics. Small changes practiced consistently create big results. Your gut is working for you every second of every day. It's fighting infections, absorbing nutrients, producing neurotransmitters, managing inflammation, regulating your metabolism. The question is, are you giving it what it needs to work at its best? Because when your gut is thriving, everything in your life gets better. I want to hear from you. What surprised you most about gut health? Have you experienced digestive issues that improved after changing your lifestyle? What gut-friendly habit will you start this week? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's build a community where we're all supporting each other on this journey to better health. And if this video was helpful, please like it. Subscribe so you don't miss future videos on topics that could transform your health. Share this with someone in your life who could benefit from understanding gut health better. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Your gut will thank you.